because we don't always get all of the ability to stay still and long. So if it works for you, stay right here. Be in this meditative position. So we'll stay in our savasana. We'll breathe in and we'll breathe out. In the first few moments of this time that we'll spend, because we just moved the body, might feel a little like you want to wiggle out some of the movement that you just took. Or maybe some of that really is needed. And to begin, I want you to pay attention. When there's an urge in the body, before you react to it, take a moment, breathe in, breathe out, assess. Is it something that you need to adjust? And sometimes the answer is yes. I need to adjust. There's a little cramp and I need to put myself in a different position. But sometimes we assess and we say, well, no, I'm good. Because if I moved again, I might want to move one more time and move one more time. And really it's because we're avoiding being still. So we cultivate this idea of responding rather than reacting. We hear a call, we take a breath, and we decide, shall I respond? Is the response the right thing? Or is it well enough alone? This is difficult work, to respond by choice rather than react by instinct or by habit. When we face challenges at work, when we face challenges with our families, when we face any kind of challenge, it feels like a big call. A call to act, to react. But if we can cultivate the breath, an inhale and an exhale, a pause, a little breath, a breather, then we have choice. We have choice in our response. You have choice. You possess the ability to choose. You can choose to let light in. You can choose to block out light. And sometimes our choices aren't conscious. Sometimes we don't know that we've made a choice. It's habit that we are choosing a yes or a no to whatever calls us. When there is brightness and light in the world, we can choose to let it in, to see positives. Or if we have a habit of being stuck in a position that we're comfortable in, sometimes we subconsciously choose not to see. And a lot of it is subconscious, but when we bring it to the surface and we bring our breath, and we take that breath, we give the opening to the choice. We give the opening to the response. I choose to bring in light. With my breath, I breathe in light. Maybe you can feel the light filling you as you lie still, each breath bringing light into the body. Light coming in through our nasal passages, heading down into our lungs. We imagine or feel a bright light. The lungs fill, and when we exhale, the light stays. We still are filled with that light. Our next inhale brings light in a little deeper, a little more fully, maybe filling into the chest, surrounding the lungs. Inhale again, the light fills down into the belly, maybe starts to spread to the shoulders. But what you can pay attention to is if you have the sensation of bringing the light in, where does it go for you first? What fills first? Does it fill into the hips, down into the thighs? Is it reaching down into the upper arms? Another breath brings in more light. Maybe it starts to climb up the throat and it starts heading toward the head, the skull, the cranium. Maybe it's reaching to your calves now. The light filling the body into the hands, into the feet. Each breath drawing the light in brighter and more fully until your whole body starts to really be filled with light, even starting to get to the tips of the fingers and the ends of the toes. Now let's take a moment of attention. What color light is filling you today? Is it a bright white light? Is it a yellow white light? Is it a color somewhere else on our rainbow? Whatever color light you have filling you, that's the right color. It is the color that you have today. Don't change it. No need. It is what fills you today. And maybe a soft smile can come over the face. Or maybe it has, because you're filled with light. How does that light feel? Is there any warmth associated with it? Is there a coolness associated with it? Again, no answer is right. No answer is wrong. It's just, what is it? What does it feel like? Back with our breath. Notice each breath continues to keep the body well lit. The light is in our body. And when we exhale, our light stays with us. You are filled with light. It's always there. Sometimes we need to take a breath, a few breaths, a few slow, conscious breaths to feel and see and sense our own light. And with our breath, we might also decide that we can spread our light. So maybe with the breath, we brighten our own light. And we choose with our exhale to let light come back out around us. But our light on the inside does not dim with that. Spreading your light and letting light come back outside of the body does not reduce your light. It just spreads it. Inhale, lighting your own light. Exhale, spread the light. So maybe there's just a little cloud as if light could make a cloud of light around you. So that now others might be able to see your light if they chose to look. They'll see your glow. And they sense your glow. Maybe it's a sense of warmth. Or if your light was cool, maybe it's a sense of cool, but a cool that is soothing and cooling, and the ability to let things feel more natural. So you can shine your light by letting a little of the light out, but knowing your inner light does not dim. Bring a little movement to the toes and fingers, just moving them. Your little light lit toes and light lit fingers, you can move them. And then maybe bringing a little bit more movement to the wrists. Maybe taking one foot, rolling the ankle out, and roll the other. Just a little movement. You can open your hands, squeeze the hands, open the toes, squeeze the toes. And then maybe rocking the calves back and forth, side to side on the floor. Bend the knees slightly. And then bringing a little movement a little higher up in the body. Maybe a little tilt down to the spine and then a little shift forward to the belly. So a little gentle rocking of the hips, back and forth. The low spine, the lumbar spine, adding some of that tip. Maybe you'd like to walk your knees up and in. We're going to come up into a seated position at the end. So walking knees in, maybe gently pulling a knee in. And pulling a knee in. And then letting the knees fall over to the right side and let your body turn over to the right. Pausing for a breath. In and out. And pressing the hands to the mat to help yourself scoop up, coming up into a seated position. Hips planting the floor, shoulders coming down. Chest lifting slightly and belly in so that your spine is tall. You can turn your palms over if you like, palms facing the ceiling. You choose, some of you may have a mudra that you like with the hands, or just simply palms up. Eyes can stay closed, spine tall. And back to with our breath, bringing our light in continuously. Each breath continues to light our inner light. And the exhale, either choosing to hold our light in if we need it. Sometimes we feel that sense of, I just want to keep my light in, and that's okay. Or the exhale, the light can go out. It still doesn't dim your inner light. It's there. I thank you all for being here today. I want you to make sure that you take a moment to give yourself a thanks. A thank you to yourself for doing good for you. When we do good for ourselves, we are doing good for the world. Our idea of the greeting or the leaving of Namaste, meaningful. The light in me sees the light in you. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you all for your practice, for your yoga today, your union of body and mind. Have a beautiful day. Have a fantastic day. Add a smile, add your light. Thank you all. I'll see you soon.